On a brighter note, Gareth Little's been on. So can you let off a firework for my dear wife, Natsumi Little, who is, as you speak, which is yesterday, sent this in the maternity ward of Ulster Hospital, giving birth to our daughter, Emmylou Rose Katomi Little. Heck of a good name. Little sister to Vincent, who has his first birthday tomorrow. Right. So Vincent today, the sister,
we've got the whole kind of cyclical nature of life.
Which, funnily enough, the cyclical nature of life, is something you were referring to in the park at the weekend, weren't you? When you were, when you were lying there drinking a bottle of white cider.
Absolutely. I went to thank you to all the people who organised what's called the Bearwood Shuffle in Birmingham, which was all done by volunteers, I think, and was a great thing, getting all the community out into a park to watch some bands, drink some beer, do some nice things.
Excellent.
Have their faces painted, you know.
Were sausages involved?
Might have been some sausages, yeah. But it was a very good idea. But it did, and the music was excellent, although there was one point where I thought, this might be a difficult thing to get over on a summer Sunday afternoon, because there'd been a ska and reggae band who were rather very good, playing some covers, but mainly their own material. And then a gentleman got up...
Just what you want on a sunny afternoon in the park.
And then a gentleman...
Apart from a brass band. I still like a brass band on a sunny afternoon.
There was a lot of brass in this.
Yeah.
A gentleman got up there and he announced his first song, and he said, is anybody familiar with the work of Albert Camus?
It's not the first thing you expect someone to say on a summer Sunday in the park,
this is going to be interesting where this goes. And he said, does anybody know his classic philosophical text, The Myth of Sisyphus? Now,
describe this guy to us, then we can picture him.
Sort of middle-aged kind of guy, long hair, sort of a Roy Harper-esque figure.
Got it.
And I thought, acoustic guitar songs. But I thought, I wonder if you picked entirely the right subject matter here for your opening song. Because The Myth of Sisyphus, if anyone's ever read it, is perhaps his most bleak view of human nature, Sartre's. It begins, I think I'm right in saying... with
Camus.
Did I say Sartre?
Yeah.
Sorry, Camus. It begins, I think, with the sentence, there is only one philosophical question worth answering, and that is whether to commit suicide or not.
OK.
It then goes on
Anyone for an ice cream?
Yeah, exactly. Sisyphus himself, those of you who know your Greek mythology, will know he's condemned to roll a boulder up a slope every day in the parching and boiling sun, and then every night it rolls back down again.
Yeah.
And he does that again. It's the futility of human existence. But I thought, I reckon doing that cover of No Woman, No Cry was a safer bet that the Ska Band did.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway, he did it, and he seemed to get a smattering of applause, and he went on, and the crowd seemed to enjoy it.
It
wasn't that long.
Oh.
The next one was about James Joyce.
Right.
But that's another story. But he did, and the crowd seemed to enjoy him. But I did think you're a brave man, because that is, I think, slightly misreading the crowd, to do a song based on the myth of Sisyphus.
If he's known for that sort of stuff, it's an interesting booking by whoever was looking after the festival.
I was just wondering, though, whether... have you ever been in a situation where you thought, this is an interesting and challenging juxtaposition here at this kid's party,
An incongruous kind of booking.
An incongruous event, or an incongruous compare. Or entertainment or something like that. There's got to be people who've seen things like that, haven't there?
There's someone who's kind of booked or is determined to be sort of slightly out of kilter with the thrust of this thing.
Perhaps a complete accident. Perhaps you yourself have been booked to do something with an entertainer and then thought, no, this isn't where my stuff's going to go down well at all. It's worth a try.
I've probably said this before. We know who it was now.
I know, striking. We found out. And you know the gentleman who sang the song about Camus.
Oh, yeah, I do. I didn't know it was him from your description.
You know more about him than me.
Well, when I saw him, he was he was fronting a massive band called the Destroyers, who were...
What kind of stuff was it?
That was like kind of bonkers, kind of Captain Beefheart meets the Pogues sort of things.
Right,
and I saw them at the... put it this way, they had a guy who looked like he should have been in Slade, in sort of glam clothes with a kind of slightly medieval haircut, playing hurdy-gurdy through a wah-wah pedal.
Right.
They were that kind of band, and they were brilliant.
Maybe I should get a to the freaks.
Paul Murphy is his guy, and I think he was the singer, and I think they've gone their separate ways. I think he's doing this, and the Destroyers are still going.
Right.
They were on at Moseley Folk last year.
I've just seen a reference to that. I've just seen a reference to that. Well, clearly, yes, performing and doing this song I said about the myth of Sisyphus.
Well, that's very different to because he was doing a song called "Hole in the Universe," which I suppose was a philosophical thing, but it was very kind of upbeat, and it would have been
right.
Paul and the Destroyers in that part would have been bang. It would have been woot, get in, and all that.
Woot. Yes, but anyway, the thing still applies. Have you been surprised by... this looks like trouble. Oh, look, a dog's come to look at the show. Swansea Evans won't be happy if he sees that hound.
Right, yeah.
If you ever... But again, though, if you ever thought in certain circumstances that it's, an unusual juxtaposition, a la the song about the myth of Sisyphus at the garden party.
He's called Paul Murphy. Did we say that? Did we establish that?
I think we did.
Right, OK. So he's got his own website.
He's got his own website.
Very charming fellow. Songwriter, poet, singer, Paul Murphy.
No, I think I ought to have given the the other band name check, and I've sadly forgotten their names. If you want to tell me who the rather excellent reggae and ska band were, I'll mention them as well. Yeah,
okay, fair enough. All right. So we'll get to incongruous bookings or incongruous appearances later. And I think it's now hashtag Alfresco Camus Cabaret, isn't it? Yeah. And if Paul Murphy's listening, you can have that and put it on your business cards.
Yeah,
You know, Alfresco Camus Cabaret.
Fantastic.
But hello, Paul Murphy.